Hey, it's been a little bit. I've decided that I want to do a TC2 video. In this video, I'll be going over the top 5 worst weapons in TC2. Quick disclaimer, this is all a fact. If you disagree with my list, you are scientifically wrong in every degree. Got it? Okay, let's start with number 5. If I'm being honest, the Crusader's Crossbow isn't half bad. There's a lot of weapons in TC2 that are questionable. This one just so happens to be slightly more questionable than the rest. The healing is insane from far away. That's if you can hit it. If you're good at hitting crossbows, then sure, you wouldn't see this weapon on the list at all. But likely you aren't, so here it is at number 5. Besides, most of the maps are going to be close quarters, so unless you want to run away from your team to go in a corner to get that max healing, you're going to be healing like 40 HP per bolt, compared to stock, which has a static 70 from any distance. It's not bad, but it's really meh, considering you need to be really far away to get value. Next we have is the Einsteinium. Just like the Crusader's Crossbow, it's not that bad. A lot of these two weapons aren't that bad, but when it comes to Einsteinium, it is kinda bad. The damage on it isn't half bad, but compared to literally any other primary, you really have no reason to use it. If you wanted to do bad damage close range, but meh damage slightly long range, you'd be better off using the Rescue Ranger, where at least you can heal your buildings. The main gimmick of the Einsteinium is that you put a healing penalty on the enemies you hit. Like, okay, that's good and all, but if the enemy team doesn't have a doctor, it really isn't that useful. By the time the enemy kills you and runs to a health pack, the penalty is going to be gone, and it's going to be all for nothing. Bad damage and a bad gimmick land this weapon in number 4. It's not that bad, but it's also not good. Impressive. I really like the Torpedo Tube. It has a fun gimmick that rewards you for camping across the map, which sounds really boring. Yeah, the only way to get value from the Torpedo Tube is by being on the map that has a long sight line, and by camping across the map, which at that point, chances are you're going to be sniped before you get anything done. Also, the damage at close range is pitiful. You need an entire clip to kill a single flanker. That's if you hit each rocket directly. Well, you may ask, the damage from long range makes up for it, right? About that. Yeah, it caps at 96. 96, for Christ's sake. You're better off using stock, doing more damage at 100 at close range. Torpedo Tube needs a damage increase. Please. Please. Honor, I know you're watching. Please. 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 Okay, if every other weapon besides these next two are like actually usable. I mean, like, they have at least something going for them. Here we have the fierce Flagxe. Yes, it's spelled Flagxe and pronounced Flagxe, not Flagxe. It's Furthermore, the furious Flagxe upsides are just +1 capture rate. This is not balanced at all with the downsides. The axe itself isn't going to be doing any more damage than stock. You're also going to be really slow when you have it out, so melee combat is just out of the question. If that wasn't bad, the whole time, whether or not it's out, you're going to be more vulnerable to bullets. The percentage doesn't seem like a lot, but it does make a difference when playing in a game where the majority of the classes do bullet damage. It simply just isn't worth it to use. The downsides completely overpower the one upside. Don't worry, it gets worse. What's a top 5 list without honorable mentions? These are weapons that were candidates but weren't bad enough to make the list. Those being First Responder, the damage really sucks, and so does the healing close range. Boonie Blaster, really underwhelming, but the damage output isn't anything to laugh at. And the Noisy Cricket, it's okay, but probably be better off using any other secondary. With that aside, here at the number 1 spot, the Cold Shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised if any of you watching didn't see it coming, simply for the fact that this is the most forgettable weapon, you know, and the fact that it doesn't even have its own icon doesn't help in the slightest. When I said it got worse, it really does. Every weapon in the game has at least a gimmick where it does well in a certain situation. Every weapon has it, except this one. Literally, this is the only weapon where no matter what situation you are in, it sucks. If you're capping, then sure, the Flagxe is actually pretty good, but in no situation is the cold shoulder good. It's supposed to make you blind on hit. No matter how far I was, nothing happens when you get hit. So the cold shoulder doesn't even have an upside. It's literally the definition of a downgrade. It's not listed on the stats page, but it has the same damage penalty as the Wrapped Assassin, so it's just stock with a damage penalty. Even if it was fixed, blindness in games hardly does anything to anyone with a functioning brain. Yeah. When push comes to shove, this is the weapon no one can love. It's the worst of the worst. At least it has that going for it. That's it. That was my list of the top 5 worst weapons in TC2. If you thought otherwise, say so in the comments so I can prove you wrong and embarrass you in front of everyone. Also, sorry for not uploading that much. I've been burnt out for like the past couple months. I am starting to come out of it though, so that's good. Anyways, thanks you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. Hi, this is the outro. I want to thank Agent Bloom, Angry American Man, Maybe, Dim Sum, Kingly BB, Bottom Fragger, and Licorm_Milk. If you want me to say your name, you can donate to my group. It helps me.